One thing I absolutely hate about living in Michigan. It's February and it's freezing cold. That freezing cold weather was the biggest problem today. That's because the weather got so bad that most of the students for this class had to end up canceling because they lived further than 5 or 10 minutes away. Thankfully, I lived 5 or 10 minutes away. This client and I originally had the plan of filming this workshop and getting content for his new app for him to have to grow his brand. And I started to think, I was like, how can we elevate this production? I think if we just end up me filming B-roll of this class, it's going to be hard to light, it's going to be hard to set up. So I really kind of took initiative to say and speak up and say, hey, I think we should do it like this. You'll get a better outcome. And the client was really satisfied with that. So another big problem is we started shooting at 4:30 p.m. and the daylight was slowly going away. So how do you counter that?
Of the kettlebell revolution in the West, Pavel Tsatsouline, one of my teachers, he brought the swing to the Americans who had never used them before.
We countered that by literally me slowly turning up the dimmer on the softbox to increase the overall light. Also starting the way that the FX6 shoots works really well with low light. Set that other light to, I think, 3,200 Kelvin. Other light is only a daylight, so it's perfect. I just white balance for daylight, but having that other light to give this glow, the gold glow is what the client wanted, and the client gets what the client wants. That's something the more and more I learn, if you can make your client happy, that is the goal. Give the client something that they want and think that they're hiring you because you're the professional. It's okay to speak up. It was okay for me to speak up. And if anything, that made the client even more happy because I chose to say, hey, let's do it like this. I think it'll elevate the app and the look and everything. And he ended up agreeing. It's going good. Set up on the tripod. Small HD monitor. There's some cool natural light up there and there, but it's getting darker, so got to counter that. Overall, this shoot went really well. There was another problem that did come up, and a lot of these problems for me are awesome because as a commercial filmmaker, editor, and actual filmmaker, all these things I learned on a commercial set of how to solve problems quickly instantly make me a better filmmaker. So it's so nice being able to make money in a job that I'm learning how to be better at my dream job. And more as I'm in the commercial world, I'm like, I can do both. I don't have to pick one or the other. I don't have to just be a film director. I can do both, and I enjoy both. But the problem was that there's two people now. The client is instructing a student, or in this case, he was another instructor. Both of these guys were really cool and awesome guys, very receptive, which always makes my job super easy. And also because I was not editing this project, I shot it in S-Cinetone, if you're wondering. That is because the client requested that. And again, the client gets what the client wants. And S-Cinetone creates a great image. And you can still color grade and work it around. Obviously not as good as log, but you know. Sorry, I keep going away from this problem. The problem is there's two people. How do you light that? I had a key light off to the left. If I were to really tackle this space, I definitely would bring in probably another big softbox, maybe a couple other panels or lights or hair lights, just stuff to really elevate this. But because knowing our budget and knowing our restrictions and knowing, okay, what can we really do here to get exactly the best outcome with what we have, with the budget we have, and this is kind of where I landed on. And the client was happy, and it turned out really nice. I just laved him up, and we went through a ton of shooting. We shot 3 hours.
He's just going to deadlift it, get it up into the start position, and then from there, he's just going to do from top down swing. So little tiny bit of range, and just get used to using your hips. Again, your arms should be like noodles. They should be towels. They should be chains. They shouldn't be...
Shout out to Sony's autofocus. It literally was tracking his face like a pro hitman, and it was insane.